Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished colleagues and our resource persons for today, the members of the Development Budget Coordinating Committee. We should now change that. The development is not needed surplusage. We always work for the development of the country for the budget. We should now rename it as National Budget Coordinating Committee. Correct? Don't you agree? Because the development budget, this is awful development. Did you agree, Secretary Go? Yeah, I'm sorry, but matagal na ko dito eh. 6 terms na, puro development budget. There's, surpluses because we're all working, especially the budget, for the development of our beloved country. Correct, Mr. Chairman?
You're absolutely correct,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
So the next hearing next year, we should call it the National Budget Coordinating Committee. Okay. Now, I hope that will not be taken against my time. That's a
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Secretary Balisacan, DepDep, good afternoon. Secretary Kim De Leon, DBM. Secretary Frederick Go of Department of Finance. Our outstanding Bureau of Customs Commissioner Ariel Fernandez. And this very good gentleman who is now the man of the hour because of the income tax return, Commissioner Mendoza, a lawyer, a great lawyer. And of course, Yusek Adriano, always, very outstanding in our hearings, especially because he wants to increase very exorbitant taxes. But anyway, and then of course, the Deputy Governor Zeno Abinoha and all our resource persons. My question is pertaining to page 12 of the National Expenditure Program. Page 12, if you can look at it. Fiscal year 2027 proposed budget by region. I represent Cagayan de Oro, the city of Golden Friendship in Mindanao. The land of is being fulfilled already, the promise. But this will show that it is still a land of promise. Mr. Chairman, you know why? Let us take a look. We have the budget per region and the share. NCR, which is very much developed, receives 15.4% of the pie, the 7.2. Balance Luzon, the more, 23%. Mindanao, Mr. Chairman, is only 15.1%. And you see, Mindanao has a population of 27 million or 22.3% of our population of the Republic of the Philippines. And Mindanao, through our pineapples, coconut, corn, and all the products, even mining, gives 18 to 19% of the gross national product, 18 to 19. Population, 22.3%. And the recent Philippine Statistics Authority, Mr. Chairman, on the 10 poorest provinces of the country, list Mindanao 7 out of 10. Very poor. The first 6 Mindanao provinces. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm just going to ask, there is still a chance, I don't know how we are going to address the issue and who will answer this question. I think we could ask each one. Because the 4 of the National Budget Coordinating Council Committee, because if you will look here, 15.1, malayo sa GDP contribution ng 18%, malayo sa population ng 22.3, malayo, Mr. Chairman, sa poorest provinces of the Philippines. There has to be affirmative action for Mindanao. I appeal, therefore, to this National Budget Coordinating Committee to take a look again on how we're able to improve the 15%. 4 years ago, 16% na. Panahon ni President GMA, nag-17% na because the biggest budget for infrastructure under GMA was Mindanao. That's why medyo na, semento na doon, malaking development. So now, I'd like to ask, starting from our gentleman from, of course, the DepDev, please tell us, Why only 15.1? And the figures show the contribution of the people of Mindanao to our country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Kong Rufus. May we request Sec Kim to answer?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, while we took note of the observation of the good congressman, we would like to submit that number one, we continue to work on improving the regional allocation of the budget by one, working with DepDev on putting premium on the projects endorsed by the regional development councils, improving the linkage between budgeting and planning as we have discussed a while ago. Second, we are actually discussing right now, Your Honor, because one factor is still the presence of non-regionalized budget items. So this means these are probably items lodged within the respective central offices or probably lump sum funds, some of which might be intended really for areas like Visayas and Mindanao, which cannot be attributed during the preparation of the NEP. So that's also something that we can look at to improve as well the allocation for Mindanao. But we would just like to manifest and add, because the slide we presented this morning did not include a comparative from last year. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, outside NCR, the average increase from 2026 to 2027 is actually the highest average in Mindanao. So we actually saw a particularly, for instance, to the good representatives region actually had an increase of 10.6% as compared to the 2026 level. But this is a work in progress, Your Honor. We will continue to make the necessary evaluation of how budgets can be more presented accurately in terms of their intended regional beneficiaries, because as I have said a while ago, there are still centrally managed items or those lodged within the respective central offices which may be actually intended to be distributed across the regions during implementation, Your Honor.
3 reasons given by the Honorable Kim De Leon, a very young DBM. And so he wouldn't tell a lie because only us old people has been used to, giving half truths. So Secretary Kim, you said that you only depend on the submission from the RDC and the other agencies. We should be proactive. We should be, the DBM should go out of its way to be able to ask and to be able to secure documents from Mindanao. Malayo kasi kami. So matagal dumating yung mga request dito. It's too expensive for Mindanao people to come here. That's number one, in answer to your comment. The second one is lump sum. Precisely, wag na tayo magla-lump sum. Kasi alam mo, lump sum becomes the pork barrel of the secretaries. Yeah. Sino malapit secretary of, hindi ko na ma-mention. Sino malapit doon, yun makakuha na maraming share. All our cabinet members are from Luzon. You see? So walang chance kami sa Mindanao. Oh, tingnan mo. Don't look at the line agencies. So, yung lump sum, nafi-favor na naman ang mayayaman na mga probinsya sa Luzon. In fact, Visayas, very pithy, Visayas only 10%. But I will not complain on this because we have congressmen here from the Visayas who should be able to complain. Mine is Mindanao. So yung lump sum, DBM Secretary Kim, you're young, you're new. So wag na natin yung the old system. Ibigyan natin affirmative action. Otherwise, Mindanao will continue to be poor. 7 out of 10 provinces. That next 3 are in the Visayas. So yan ang request ko. Okay, so that is why these are in answer to your statements. But I like the word work in progress because there is a chance before the HGAB is approved that you are going to increase this to 20%. That is, we met in, Mr. Chairman, yes, I will wind up. We met at Osami City, all the 6 regional development councils from the BARM, from regions 9 to 13, 6 we passed a resolution. I don't know if the DBM got a copy of this because I'm going to ask Secretary Balisacan. You received that because that was the RDC. The 6 regions of Mindanao met the directors, the heads of the officers of the RDC. 6 of the regions all represented there. And what did we pass? We passed a resolution requesting the national government to at least give 20% man lang so that, Mindanao is part of the Philippines. Are we? Yeah, we're very much part of the Philippines. Pero over the years, yun lang ang magbigay sa amin. So we passed unanimously all the officers of the 6 RDCs. Secretary Balisacan, did you receive that? That we
Okay.
just asked.
Yeah, that will be the last question.
That will be second to
Kong
the last
Rufus.
question. Thank you.
That time is up na po. Pwede pa naman next round. Thank you, Kong Rufus.